Hi everyone, it's Kate from getcfit.com, and I just want to let you know that I'm a registered dietitian, a personal trainer, and a group fitness instructor, and I'm also writing a book, so it's exciting. And yeah, more of like a healthy lifestyle coach. So I know that I was asked to do this video by a group in New Hampshire who are going through a weight loss slash healthy lifestyle journey. They're doing it as a group, and it's kind of like a little competition. So they asked 5 different questions, so I'm just going to respond to those in this video. But these questions, I'm sure, are questions that other people have had. So yeah, here we go. And I have notes on the side of my screen here, so you're going to see me kind of popping back and forth. So the first question is, what are some other ways to see you're improving when you don't have much to lose? I'm going to assume the person's thinking other than the scale. Some people only want to lose around 10 pounds or less, so it's coming off slowly and it's difficult not to get down on yourself. Okay, good, really great question. So when we focus just solely on the scale becomes our only measurement. So there are tons of other ways to see how you're improving in your goal towards living a healthy lifestyle. One is, are you making healthier choices for yourself? So looking at your behaviors versus just the scale. We know that weight loss is, or I know that weight loss is a side effect to doing healthy behaviors and things that make you feel good. So focusing more on what you're doing to help yourself feel better is one way to also kind of see that you've improved. The second one I want to talk about is the way your clothes fit. So sometimes when we're weightlifting and we're doing cardio and we're stretching, we're doing, a nice balanced exercise program, you may not see a big change in the scale. But that doesn't mean your body's not changing, because again, you've changed your behavior. So your body will respond to that. So see the way your clothes fit. Do you feel better in your clothes? Do you feel like it just fits you better? Yeah. Do you get excited about different clothes that you weren't excited about wearing before? Even if they're the same size, there are some clothes that you're like, yeah, I'd only wear those on the days I feel best or whatever. But maybe you start to, wear those clothes more often. The third thing I want to say is the way you feel about yourself. Do you feel better about yourself? That's huge. We don't give ourselves enough credit, and we only think that our, progress is shown on a scale. So it's kind of like a weird way of looking at it. But do you feel better about who you are and what you do? Another one is your energy level. Are you waking up with more energy in the morning? Are you going through your day with a little bit more zest, a little bit more passion? Or maybe just a little bit more energy, you feel just better. Maybe you go up the stairs and it's easier. I don't know. There are other ways to do this besides the scale, as I said. Is it easier to live in your body? Sometimes I talk to people and they're like, it's just hard living in my body. It just is a daily struggle. Is that struggle less for you now? And are you able to really enjoy being in your body? It's another way to see if you've improved. Are you able to run longer, or walk longer, or lift heavier, or lift more often, or stretch a little bit more? Have you seen any changes in the way that you go about moving your body? It's another way to show improvement. Last but not least, do you feel good? When you started this weight loss journey, you started this healthy lifestyle journey, did you feel good about what you were doing and how you felt in your body and how you felt in your mind? Do you feel better about it today? So that's my answer to that question. But it's a great question because so many people just rely on that scale. And my hope is that at the end of this program that you're doing, or at some point during your life, you can stop using the scale as a way to even measure any of your success. So there's that. Number 2, the second question is, late night snacking is a very difficult habit to get out of. Do you have any suggestions? I've tried staying busy, having tea or hot cocoa, but I still want a snack. Great question. I hear this a lot too. Well, I guess my first question is, are you hungry? And if you are, ask yourself why. Why am I hungry? I had dinner. So I gave myself the meal that it needed. Are you bored? Are you tired? If you're tired, go to bed. So the term late night snacking is implying that you're staying up. So if you're hungry or not even hungry, if you're tired, it might make you feel like you're hungry. So that's another question to ask yourself. I usually, when people ask me a question, I usually bounce it back to you to get you thinking, and usually most 9 times out of 10 you have your own answer. Also, did you deprive yourself of something during the day or at that last meal? Because if you did, then you might need it later on because you didn't include it in the last meal or in the last snack that you had. Remind yourself that your body doesn't need any energy in order to sleep. So if you're really truly hungry, that's a different story. But if you just feel like having something because it's been a habit of yours, or you like have this kind of like freak out, like, did I eat enough today? Or know that breakfast is going to happen tomorrow morning, and know that food's going to be there when you need it. It's everywhere in our society, so you'll never go without. But to me, that late night snack thing is usually a habit, and it's usually just something that we have ingrained in ourselves. It's not actually something we may physiologically need. So ask yourself why. And if you're bored, chew gum. If you're bored, or keep your mouth busy if it just wants to be busy. If you're stressed, find a way. Go meditate. Go and stretch. Take yourself out of the kitchen, right? If you're tired, go to bed. That kind of thing. So really find the root cause of why you're snacking at night. And if it's because you just didn't have enough for dinner and you need a little something extra, then have it. Good question, though. And then third question is, the day before my weigh-in, I'm starving. So I have to constantly check in to see if I'm physically hungry. So these people in this weight loss program or healthy lifestyle journey program weigh in, I think, every Friday. So that's where this is coming from. So the day before the weigh-in, this person's saying that they're starving, and I have to constantly check in to see if I'm physically hungry. Any suggestions about behavior change that can help with this? My question to you, or whoever asked this question, is why are you starving the day before weigh-in? What makes that day any different than the rest? So are you depriving yourself on those days? Are you, because it's the weigh-in's coming, you may be eating less or drinking less? I don't really understand, I guess, what you're doing those last couple days or day before the weigh-in. Why is it just the day before that you're feeling this way? Also, are you just nervous about the scales? So you may just be kind of like psychoanalyzing and just being a little too mindful of the fact that you're weighing in the next day. I don't really know too much about this behavior because it more so sounds like a deprivation issue. I'm not saying that you're not eating. I'm saying that you may be doing some behaviors that are leading you up to feeling hungry because you may not be eating enough too. I don't know. It's kind of tough without knowing you how to answer it. But like if you're eating less right before weigh-in so that you can have a lower number on the scale, think about that for a second. Because losing weight's not a game, and changing your lifestyle is not a game. So don't buy into that idea that it is. It's not. The scale is going to tell you your numerical number of how much weight, right, is gravity is pulling down on you. Okay, that's what your gravitational pull, that's what it's doing. It's not anything else but that. So ask yourself, what am I doing the days before my weigh-in? Am I like self-sabotaging? Am I depriving myself? What am I doing? The fourth question. I've been trying to pay attention to ingredients when grocery shopping. Are there any ingredients that I should stay away from? A lot of people have this question, so thank you for whoever asked that. It depends on who you listen to. A lot of it is opinionated, and it depends on also like if Splenda, if there's research on Splenda, sometimes it's funded by Splenda. And same goes for a lot of different things. So you really have to look at the research itself and then see who funded that, and really look at how many people were tested, how many people were part of the research. There's a lot of different controversial and kind of combating research out there. So honestly, I just need for you to do some research, because what you decide goes into your body is your own personal decision, and I don't want to be the person to tell you what you should or should not be having. I don't believe in that. I don't like to point the finger at a certain ingredient either, because any ingredient that's found on the label is considered GRAS, which is generally recognized as safe for us to consume. So, and that's headed by any research or whatever from the government. So as a registered dietitian, I don't want to sit there and say never have this or never have that. I don't know if that's really, just look at and more so, if there are any specific ingredients you're worried about, I'd be happy to do some research for you, or you can research them yourself and I can explain what it is or what some possible side effects might be, blah, blah, blah. But my suggestion is to buy foods that have an ingredient list that's short. That's more important, and that you can identify what's in the product. So start reading the ingredient labels, the ingredient list, and decide which ones you don't know what they are, and look them up before you buy that product. Some of those are fillers, and some of them are preservatives. Some of them help to stabilize the food and keep it all mixed together, especially like canned products and processed foods. So just take a look there, and we all know, I hope we all know that the healthiest, most nutrient-dense foods for us, the ones that give us more bang for a nutritional buck, those don't have ingredient labels. Fruits and vegetables, most whole grains are just going to be the whole grain itself. And lean proteins. You know that chicken is chicken is chicken is chicken. So I would suggest reading the ingredient label. Make sure you can read what it is and identify what's in it, and know that the majority of the products that should be in your grocery cart should be ones that don't have labels. Bananas don't have to say they're good for you, or apples and carrots don't have to have a label saying what it is, because you know what it is. So, good question. And then last question is, number 5, any suggestions on quieting down that little voice that tells me that I'm too lazy to exercise or that I want junk food? Oh, yeah, I just had a whole course workshop on this last night that I taught, and so I'm so glad I'm doing this video today because I have a lot in my mind about it. Yes, so those voices I call the angel and the devil, like cartoons. So they're just kind of sitting there, and they like to chirp in whenever they feel like they have something to say about what's going on in your brain. And what it is really noise. So you need to tell those noises to get lost. And it sounds way too easy to work, but it actually does. And what you're doing is you're finding your voice in order to shut up the noise. So if you aren't confident in what you feel like is best for you, you're going to continue to listen to the angel and the devil. But the second that you decide that it's noise and that you do have a voice here and that you do have a say, you'll use your voice and you'll have a say. And you won't listen to those anymore. You just won't, because you'll realize that you know better to listen to them. So if you don't have a voice, the noise will take over. And I think that that's the majority of the issue for a lot of people is, the angel is telling us how to be perfect. Just shake your head no to food at a party. That's the good thing to do. And then the devil's going to say, oh, just eat as much as you want. You can just exercise everything off tomorrow and it doesn't matter. Or you worked out really hard today, so you can have whatever you want. So that's, the angel is the perfection, and the devil is self-sabotaging behavior. So it's important to know and acknowledge that both are talking to you, and to be able to identify which one is which, and then say, what do I think about this? What's my decision? What's my thought? What's my voice? So just tell it to shut up, really, and realize that those voices are just voices. It's just noise, and that it's not real. So I think once you can figure that out, and once you can start to tackle that, once you can acknowledge those thoughts, and you can basically just take them and push them away and know that they're no longer welcome in your life, they'll be a lot less quiet, or they'll be a lot more quiet. They'll be a lot less noisy. So that's my answer to your 5 questions. So feel free to comment below and let me know what you thought, or feel free to ask me more questions. I'd be happy to do a video for you guys. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.